So, Storybook Vale is finally here, and today we're going to be crafting all of the new craftables found in this expansion. So as we dive into the furniture mode here, there are a few things I want to touch on while we're crafting. You're going to see that Eternity Isle had a lot of craftables. There are a ton of fun things we can craft from Eternity Isle, and this new expansion doesn't have quite as many fun new items. Like, there's no flower beds and some of these other fun items, but for what this expansion lacked in craftable items, it more than made up for in landscaping options, which we'll probably take a look at some of those at the end of the video. To start things off today, I'm going to be going with the orange bind furniture set, which is this armchair, this couch, and these two tennis tables. So I'm going to start getting these put together. We're going to put them down behind us, and throughout the whole video, I'm just going to keep dropping these items until everything new is behind us here. Only downside is I really hate having to scroll all the way back down every time I craft something. All right, so we got the green bind chair, and yeah, I'm officially switching to mouse and keyboard because that was painful. And I know not everybody has access to a mouse and key, so I'm sorry if you have to scroll all the way down every time. I want that to change. I hope it does change, but for now, at least I do have a mouse to use. Not trying to rub it in or anything, but sure is nice to not have to scroll that far. Okay, now I think we just have the tennis tables left, and I will also comment on snippets. I'm kind of surprised we don't need snippets more for crafting. I get it that they're mostly for the lore book, but I was hoping that when we were done with the lore book, we would have like a lot of fun craftables we could use making snippets. Now, there are a few, which we'll see in this video. This tennis table, both the green one and the red one, do take one blue snippet, but none of the other items we crafted so far need snippets, and only a few do, which is, I don't know, it's kind of disappointing because I'm hoping we have better uses for these snippets down the road. Now, maybe if I progress in the story a bit more, that'll turn up. I don't know. As of right now, it looks like they're only really good for the lore pages. Even for selling, they're only worth like 10 to 30 star coins a piece, so it's a little underwhelming, but I do hope we have some extra uses for the snippets at some point. Now that we made these first round of items, let's go ahead and get these set up here. Oh, dude, that looks... I didn't even realize it was a giant book. Dude, that looks really cool. I love that. Now, the other items didn't show up because I've already crafted them, so we're going to have to grab those as well. Okay, and here's the rest of our items. We have the orange bind armchair. We have the green bind armchair, orange couch. Okay, now we have the green one. Okay, there we go. I think that's a pretty good start. So yeah, new couches, new armchair. These do look really good though. The expansion may be lacking in like an overabundance of new craftables, but at least the ones they did add do have a lot of good quality to them. These look great, and these tables are really cool. I love the fact that they're giant books. I totally didn't catch that in the crafting menu. I don't know how I didn't catch that, but I guess I wasn't really looking too closely. But I like the fact that they're like giant stumps and they have these like books laying down. These look really fun. And it's nice that we have two different variants, the green and the orange/red over here. Yeah, very nice. Let's get a few more of these things crafted. Next up, I'm going to do this chariot lift. I'm very curious to see what this is all about. Okay, not a super big item. It's pretty funky. I think it's definitely going to be cool in Mythopia. For now, I think I'm going to set it off to the side. We'll see if we can sit on it or how it works. It might just be for show only. I think it's for show only, judging by the look of it. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's a pretty funky item. It's neat. It's cool. Not too sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Flynn, I wasn't trying to talk to you. Not now. All right, let's go back to the bench. All right, so next up we have the Swirly Striped Rug, and I just noticed that my camera is blocking the crafting section here, so I'm just going to move myself up into the corner. There we go. That's better. So the Swirly Striped Rug. This thing really feels like a Nightmare Before Christmas item. I think it's going to go really well in my Christmas Valley that I've been working on. I don't know. It definitely has some Nightmare Before Christmas vibes. Let's go ahead and throw it together here, and let's get it placed. Okay. Not super big, and it is a bit more pink, actually, than I expected. I thought it looked a bit more white and red. I think it could still pass as a Nightmare Before Christmas item. I don't think it's intended to be that, but I definitely think it could play well with some of the Christmas Town stuff. Interesting item overall. Let me know if you guys know where this is from. Is this like... I see somebody in chat say Cheshire Cat. Alice in Wonderland, you guys think? Yeah, I could see that. Definitely has Alice in Wonderland vibes. Yeah. Well, you know... I feel like it could work well, still with some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, but yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from with that. All right, now on to one of my favorite little items, the Autumn Mage Scarecrow. I love this thing. This thing is super cute. I know it costs those Sorcerer Hat Hermit Crabs, which I really like. They're really adorable, but yeah, this Autumn Mage Scarecrow is pretty fun. We're just going to go ahead and place him down. He does match the rest of this stuff on the left really well, so we're just going to throw him over there. All right, there it is. Okay, I found the little Scarecrow. Yeah, look at that thing, dude. It's so fun. fun. And you know, we were just talking about Nightmare Before Christmas. I can definitely see this kind of playing into because the stitches on its mouth and stuff, very fun. I think I'm going to use this a lot during like Halloween builds. But yeah, this is probably one of my more favored craftables from the event. I think it's so cute and so fun. I mean, I think there's definitely better craftables, but this thing really fits like my Halloween aesthetic and my spooky vibes, so I really love them. And speaking of Nightmare Before Christmas, if you finish the Lorekeeper page, we do also have this Halloween Town clock. This one does cost Storybook Magic to make, so I'm not going to make an extra one. I'm just going to place the one I got for the lore page. I'm going to save my Storybook Magic for now. So let's drop the new clock here. And I think I'm going to set this over here on the, or actually, no, I'm going to put it back here. I'm going to put it back here so it's next to the couches and stuff. This is pretty fun. Now, it's not very big. In the picture, you might think it's like a giant clock, but it's really not. It's pretty small, which is actually, I would say, a good thing because it's going to be easier to fit in certain areas, but nice to have another Nightmare Before Christmas item included here. Moving on, we have one of the items that I was really excited for, which is the potted blooming tree. This is another one you get from the lore pages. I think this one was tied to Rapunzel, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. Feel free to correct me in chat, but yeah, the potted blooming tree is really cute. Again, this one also takes Storybook Magic, so we've already got one from doing the lore pages, so I'm going to drop that one. Now, this thing does take up a bit more space than the clock. As you can see, it's like a 4x4 spacing, but man, it does look really good. I love the blooms on it. I'm going to set it up here for now. But yeah, this one's really cute. As I get more Storybook Magic, I'm definitely going to be making a few of these. I think it's one of the more aesthetically pleasing potted plants in the game. I love the base. It has these cracks in it. You got all these beautiful little blooms on it. They almost look like little magnolias, but slightly different. But yeah, it's a really cute tree. I think this is going to be a staple in a lot of valleys. You're just gonna have to grind some Storybook Magic to get a bunch of them. Speaking of which, we do have a great guide on grinding Storybook Magic. If you're curious, it's on my channel. I'll link it in the video description. Next up, we have the Ratatouille Sign. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this one does need to be placed indoors, so we're going to save that for an indoor segment. While we're on the topic, we actually do have several new indoor items. We have the Madrigal family door, we have the Royal Candy doors, we have the Sea Palace window, the wooden story frame, the gray storybook frame, the classroom blackboard. I believe that has to go on a wall as well, but I think that's it. I think that's the stuff we're gonna have to save for the inside portion of this video. So if you see me skip an item while we're going through here and crafting and placing everything, it's just because it'll be indoors. But don't worry, at the end of the video, we will take a look at those items. For now, let's move on to the giant leaf chair. Now, this one's going to take some mud and some soil, but also, again, 500 Storybook Magic, which I'm not trying to spend at the moment, so let's just set this down. I'm going to put this one over here by the green things. I mean, it is kind of green, so let's go, make sure we can sit on it. I'm pretty sure we can. I don't even think I tested that with the new seat. Let's just go ahead and make sure everything's sittable. That's nice. That's a good fit. Good fit. We come over here. We'll just have a seat on this couch here. Yep. Okay, it works. Now let's go over here and check on this new little seat. Okay. Well, that's cute. I like it. I don't know how it holds me up. That must be one heck of a leaf, but that is a really, really cute chair. And fun to get some more jungle decor, even though we're, nearly done with the jungle getaway update. All right, let's move on to our next item. All right, and since we're already testing everything we can sit down in, we might as well go ahead and make our chairs. So there's 3 more chairs I'm about to place. There's the medieval wooden chair, the Agrabah chair, and the dump truck armchair. So yeah, these are 3 new chairs. At first sight, you might not think this little dump truck is a chair, but it is in the name, and I have already sat in it. But yeah, we're gonna place these 3 back there, give them a little test, see how they look, and then we'll move on to some of the other items. And of course, I would be crafting these, but again, really want to hold on to that Storybook Magic, at least until I know which of these items I'm going to want to make more of, because a lot of them cost 500 Storybook Magic, at least the ones you unlock from the lore pages. And I really like some of these items, but I know I'm going to use some more than others, and I won't really know exactly how many I need until I get into decorating these new biomes and kind of decorating these environments. So I'm not going to craft any extras at the moment. We're just going to use the ones we have. Oh, the Agrabah chair is really funky. Definitely has some Jasmine vibes. Let's set this. I'm going to put it in its own little area over here. Okay, over here, the medieval chair. Oh, I like this one. I like the look of it. I like the fact that the pillow is like draped off of the chair, like it's like sagging, like it looks, definitely looks old. All right, let's have a seat. feels good on my tushy too. Okay, nice. I like that. I like that. You like that couch, Daisy? That's going to be 30 star coins if you want to sit again. Okay, I guess you're not going to sit. Daisy. Oh, you're not going to pay? You're not going to pay? You're not going to pay, Daisy? That's okay. I'll take my money in Daisy coins. I'll take, give me extra Daisy coins this week. Okay, and then this little chair, I think she was coming to sit in it, but I stole her seat. Yeah, this one's really cute. It's super shiny too. If you look, it's got some good light reflecting properties. It does look like very glossy, very metallic. It's fun. I do wish the seat platform itself wasn't that like weird, like kind of off-white color. I think it would look better if the seat itself was like a dark blue or maybe a dark purple, but it's fine. It's a fun item. And also, you don't have to agree. That's just my personal aesthetic taste. Now for the dump truck chair. Out of the entire expansion, this one's definitely the silliest, I think. But it is really fun and really cute. I hope one day we can take pictures sitting down. I think this would be really good for like a Toy Story Dreamsnap or something. It's a fun little item. We're going to set it over here next to that chair that doesn't work, the one that's on the lift here. The caboose of this thing is pretty big because I can fit my own caboose in it. It's a neat little chair. Very niche little design, though. You can even see like the little driver in there. He's got like a big red clown nose. Looks kind of funny. But yeah, a funny little item for sure. Very niche. Probably not going to play into too many builds aside from Toy Story stuff, but we do have a lot of that stuff, so I'm sure it's going to fit in for some people. Next up, we have an item I really like, which is the Fountain of Thieves. Now, I do believe this can be placed indoors or outdoors. I'm going to go ahead and try to place it out here, but it is a really fun item that you can make walls with, or you can extend from your fences. You can make borders or barriers with it. It's a really, really cool item, and it is animated. For now, we're going to set it, I guess, like maybe up against this wall. No, that feels kind of weird. You know what? I am going to set it like right here. But I think this item would shine a bit more if you made like a barrier out of them. Like if you put several of them in a row and you made like a wall out of them, I think they would be super neat. The only downside is that these are going to run you 500 storybook magic, as they are another one of the lore keeper rewards. So you're going to have to do the pages to get this. But yeah, it is a super fun item with its own little animation. I'm always happy to get more fountains in the game, so this was a very nice pickup. Moving on, we have the transportation table. Now, I do believe this is the Lore Keeper reward from the Wally universe, and this one's pretty neat. It is going to run you 500 storybook magic like the rest. I think it's kind of niche too, though, like we said with the dump truck armchair. It's not really an item you're going to see in every build or every valley, but we do have some fun, super futuristic stuff in the game, and I think this is going to work really well with a build that uses a lot of the Eve or Wally items. I mean, after all, it is a Wally item, and as you can see, it has 6 spots, 6 squares where you can place things. And as you approach it, it is floating off of the ground, which is pretty cool, as you can see here. Not a super big table, but I do love the fact that it lights up, and it's really fun that it's floating. It even has these lights on the front. It's a super neat item. I'm going to put some things on it just to see how it looks with items. Let's drop, we'll just, I got a piece of cinnamon. We'll just throw these sour berries down. There we go. Okay, we just got a few things to put on there. Okay, and there we go. We got our items down. Oh, I didn't notice, but the top is like kind of glass. Yeah, it's like reflective. That's cool. Yeah, but that's fun. The items kind of float on it. The table itself is floating. I don't know. I think it's super fun. We don't have any tables like this in the game that are futuristic and floating. We do have that one like futuristic Eve table, but it's not quite like this. So yeah, fun item, but niche item. Next up, we're going to place Lilos Bunk Bed, yet another item that's going to cost storybook magic to make, but we already have one. And I'm going to set this one back here, kind of in this corner, so we can at least see it well. Now, I do think this is really, really cute. I do like that the blankets are kind of dripping down, and we have this like ladder here on the back side. Though, seeing a Lilo item does make me kind of sad for Stitch, because we still don't have Lilo in the game. Hopefully, we get Lilo at some point. I feel bad that Stitch doesn't have his little Ohana around, so he definitely needs his family there. Hopefully we will get Lilo in a future update. I think that would be really cute whenever that does happen. In the meantime, we at least got a bunk bed with Lilo's name attached to it, so that's fun. Anyway, neat little item. Not quite like the vibe as some of these craftables that we have that are part of the Vale, but again, it's a storybook reward, and most of the storybook rewards are just tied to different universes. Okay, next up, we're going to be taking a look at the Princess and the Frog chest. Now, this is an item I was actually really excited for because I thought it was going to be a new viable storage option, especially considering it cost 500 storybook magic, and it's one of the only new craftables that takes a significant amount of snippets. This one takes 25 green frog snippets, whereas a lot of the other things we were looking at earlier, you know, they took 1 bluebird snippet. This one took 1. So most of the items that take snippets barely require any snippets. So I thought with this chest, you know, needing 500 storybook magic and needing 25 green frog snippets, I thought it was going to fit a lot. But yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this new chest, while it does look really nice, it is not really the best or most practical storage option because it only fits 2 rows. But it is a very good looking chest. That's why I'm going to put it kind of in the center here. I mean, look at that thing. That is so cool looking. It's got like a little keyhole. Flynn, you know what? Why don't we hang out later? You're kind of just, you keep jumping in my shot. Yeah, it was fun while it lasted, buddy. Get out of here. But yeah, it's a neat little item. It's a very small little chest. Oh, it is small. It's smaller than the others. Wait a minute. That's actually kind of neat. Currently in the game, our traditional small chest, as you can see, requires 2x2 placement squares, and this new one only requires 2x1. So I guess that is a big perk. You can fit more of these in a room than you could these. But again, the downside here is the storage capacity. I was hoping this would have a bit more, but it just offers 2 rows, same as a small storage chest. However, I do think people will find some fun utility with this, considering it only takes up 2 squares of space. That means you can fit this storage box in places where you can't fit some of the others. So that's pretty nice. Can it go on a table? That's a good question. We should test that right now. I would be willing to bet that it can, because I know the new cooler we got in this summer event could. But let's put down a table and see if it can go on the table here. Let's just give it a try. Oh, no, unfortunately, it cannot go on a table. Thanks for asking, though, because I probably would not have tested that. Whereas these vintage cooler boxes that we got from the summer event, these can go on tables. So for a second there, I thought maybe this chest could go on a table. It's kind of a shame that it can't, because it does look like something you would maybe keep jewelry in, or just some like small items, you know, like desk items. I feel like it would be a good little storage box for a desk or something. But unfortunately, it cannot go on a table, which is a bit of a bummer, and it only fits 2 rows, which is also a bit of a bummer. But its redeeming quality, I would say, is the fact that it takes up less space than any other storage option that I know of. If it's not, then it's one of the smallest items in the game that works for storage. So it's a fun item, definitely worth checking out. I think it's one that I'll probably make a few of once I have copious amounts of storybook magic. But for now, I've been a bit too busy to keep grinding it after I got everything unlocked. I've been more focused on just kind of playing around with the new stuff and, you know, moving through the story. All right, now we're finally moving on to an item that I actually have to make. This is called the Great Tome Banner. And it's like these huge stacks of books with this banner in the center. It looks really fun. It's a cool looking item. However, this one does take a bit of all the new flowers you find in the bind, which I know for right now are bugged. They're spawning under that bridge and people are unable to pick them up. So I actually reached out to some friends in the community, and I had a friend give me 1 stack of each flower. So I was able to get some of the flowers for this crafting project today, but it does take 20 of the yellow ones, which is a lot of the yellow flowers, 10 of the olive ones, 10 of the blue ones, and 5 of the beige ones. So this thing is quite demanding on these flowers, and you might have a hard time making it until they patch this flower bug, but they did say that it's going to be patched with the December 4th expansion, so there's that at least. Let's go ahead and throw this together. All right, now we have the Great Tome Banner. Let's take a look at it. I'm pretty excited to see this item because I have not seen it yet. Oh, okay. Very cool. I think I'm just going to throw this like right here, maybe, just kind of right in the center. We'll take a closer look at it. You know, these don't look quite like books because I don't see like a bind on them. They almost look like giant stacks of paper. Maybe they're just supposed to be like really weathered, but I thought I would see book binds on either the back or the side. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's any binds on there, or maybe there's all super tiny binds. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I do like the paper jutting out of them, and I like the fact that it's kind of like random and thrown together with like some paper sticking out, and with the structural integrity, it looks like, you know, kind of weaves a little bit, but it's definitely a fun item. I think this is going to play really well in the bind or in the library of lore as a placeable item. Space-wise, it's not too bad. Looking like 2 by 10. Okay, so that's not too awful. And I'm guessing we can put things under it. Yes, so you can put some things under it. I think that's pretty fun. Can we showcase our little... Yeah, there we go. Now he has his own little happy home. We're going to put him right there. Yeah, that's fun. All right, interesting item. Interesting item. I did expect the book stacks to look a little bit different, but it's still fun. I like it. It does take a lot of those flowers, though. Next up, we have the transparent blooming teapot. Now, this one takes volcanic rock, magma, ruby, and dusty violet rose. So let's throw one of these together. Now, this is a much smaller item. I think this one's going to work a lot better like on a table or just as table decor, but it is really cute. I'm going to set it over here in the light because I feel like that's where it really, you know, shines as it is transparent. It looks like there's a little lotus flower in it, which is really cool. I'm going to put it on a table too. We're going to throw this on a table so we can get a good close look at it. I like that it's a single square item. That makes it pretty flexible for what tables you put it on. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's pretty fun. So yeah, pretty cool item, good desk decor. I love that it has a lotus flower. I love that you can see this golden liquid inside of it. It's a fun but small item. Moving on, we have what might be my second most favorite item of this collection, the Otomo bind fence. This thing is so cool, and each time you craft it, you're going to get 4 pieces, which is really generous. It takes 3 mud, 1 petrified wood, and 1 yellow tail cone flower, but you get 4 of these Otomo bind fences. Now, I'm a huge fan of new fences. Anytime we can get something new to like create barriers or borders with, I'm very excited about it. And in this one in particular is super fun. So we're going to throw these down. I might make a little wall in the back with them, and I crafted some already, but we have 8. You know what? Let's put them over here along the side. We're gonna make a little wall of them right here that leads up to our fountain. And as you can see, we can get these placed like right up against each other. Even though the leaves do kind of clip in, like you see these leaves here at the base of it, they do kind of clip into the base of this like stone foundation we have, but it does look really, really good. Now I know the sun's setting and the light's kind of being killed off here, but yeah, they're super fun. I think that's a really great fence. Probably one of my favorite items from this expansion. Let's put some down here. That way you can see them in the light a little bit better. But yeah, this new fence is really, really cool. Like having a fence that's also like a bookshelf and also has this leafy effect at the bottom. This is going to work so well when you do like an autumn theme in your valley. I think this is a fence I'm going to be seeing a lot of use with. I absolutely love this item. One of my top picks from this video. And you're about to see my top pick in a second. There's one item I think I like a bit more than this, but I do love this new bookshelf. We have a wall of them here now, but I'm going to set one back here behind our Scarecrow as well. Nice. All right, moving on to my favorite new craftable from the expansion, the bubble displays. Now, there are 4 of these, and they are super fun. I keep thinking about all the different uses these are going to have in Dreamsnaps and just in Valley Decor in general. This is a super unique item, and we've never seen anything quite like this in the game. We're going to craft one of each, and then I'm going to place them so you can have an idea of what they're capable of, but they can fit items inside of them. They're almost like floating tables, but the table is inside of a bubble, which is just super interesting and different. I think these tie more into the forever after, like the fairy tale biome, and I think they could be really fun for decorating the fairy tale biome as well. But that doesn't mean these wouldn't work well in some other places around your valley or even Eternity Isle. But yeah, they're interesting. I'm excited to see them get used in Dreamsnaps, and I definitely think they will see a lot of use. But yeah, the extra large one is the last one we need, so let's get that crafted and let's start putting these down. Okay, so extra large first. That thing is huge. I'm going to put it more towards the front here. We're going to set one there. Then we have the small. Oh, it's way higher than... Oh, wait, they have different heights? Dude, that's cool. Let's put them all around each other then. The regular. So the regular is just lower. Okay. And then the large. And the large is up higher. Okay. I had no idea they had different heights. That's super interesting. And yeah, check it out. You can actually move under the ones that are up high, but not the ones that are down low. But yeah, you can go under them. These things are so awesome. Let's put some items in them so you can really see them shine. I'm just going to throw in some, I don't know, it doesn't matter what it is. Let's just put some cauliflower in there, put some gooseberries in there. We'll do this pile of snippets, and I'll just throw in, I don't know, flour. So the bigger bubbles, the one that's up high and the one that's down low here, these can fit 4 items in them, and the smaller bubbles just fit 1 item. Now, I didn't drop enough items to put that many in them, but we're just gonna, yeah, we're gonna put some flowers in there, see how that looks. Oh, dude, see, that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is a super unique item, and like I said, I think this is gonna see a lot of play in different builds, definitely like fairy builds and Dreamsnaps and all kinds of things. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but this is just a really, really fun and interesting take on tables in this game. So yeah, this would be my favorite new craftable item from this expansion so far. I do think we'll see more craftables in part 2, or at least I hope we do. But for now, yeah, these definitely take the crown as my absolute favorite. Though some of the doors we're going to see from the lore pages are also really, really nice. So there's 2 bubbles that float high and 2 bubbles that float low. Well, here's what's really cool about the floating bubble. As we showed outside, you can put items under it. So you can make more use out of your storage rooms now if you put your items that are in the chest in a floating bubble above the chest. And I think that's really fun. I think that's really unique. So, you know, if you want to get rid of the tables, like a lot of people have storage rooms where they have their chest and then they have a table behind the chest with the items in the chest being present on the tables to kind of mark the chest. Now you don't even have to do that. You can get rid of the table altogether, put down a chest, drop this floating bubble over it, and put the items inside. Just make sure you craft the right bubble, because again, 2 of the bubbles will be on the ground and 2 of them will be in the air. I would recommend using these small display bubbles to mark your chest if you're going to go that route. But yeah, super fun. No, it's not high enough for that, Scouty. That's just chest. But so the next thing we're going to look at would be the broken cobblestone path. And then after that, we're going to build the classroom, pens and pencils, and these 2 desks, because these 3 things tend to go together. This goes with them as well, but that'll have to be in our inside showcase because it needs to be placed on a wall. So I'm going to go ahead and make a few of these broken cobblestone paths, and I think I'm going to place them off the path we have here so we can kind of see how they look in the grass. Oh, wow, dude, that's bigger than I thought it was going to be. Oh, this is cool. This looks really good. This reminds me of the little stone systems we can place, like Daisy sells us one. The rocky terrain. It's like the rocky terrain, but fixed. It has actual depth to it. Like, my big problem with the rocky terrain was that it was so flat, it just didn't really feel like a rocky path. Whereas this one actually does have some good depth to it. This looks really nice. I didn't expect it to look this good. I also thought it was going to be a lot smaller, but yeah, this is a really cool item. This might be up there with some of my other favorites, but I do love the way this is coming together. Yeah, that's super fun. Though it would be nice if we had a smaller variant of this so we can make a bit more of a smaller path. Or, I mean, I know you can just take 1 row and line them up, but it would be nice if we could make like corners or, you know, be a little bit more flexible with them. But as of right now, with it just being this 1 piece, that is a little bit limiting, but still a very, very fun item. And just like all the other stuff that we craft, these can go on pathing as well, just like the blue zircon tiles and some of the other items. Though I definitely think these in particular are going to look a lot better on grass or dirt instead of on a path. But yeah, that's really fun. I had no idea these were going to look that good. I thought they were going to be like the zircon tiles, but yeah, these are, I think, far superior to the zircon tiles. All right, so let's go ahead and make the classroom pens and pencils. I'm gonna make a couple of those, and then I'm gonna make one of each of the rustic desks, and we'll put the pencils on each one. Rustic wooden desk 1 and green rustic wooden desk. Okay, there we go. All right, now that's the first of those I've made, so they should pop right up. There we go. All right, let's place 1 over here in the sunlight. Ooh, okay, that's a good looking desk. And we'll set the other one right next to it, and we'll just put our little pencils on top of them. Okay, so yeah, these are pretty fun. I definitely think that the rustic one here is gonna go really well with the bind couch and chair and this new little table tennis set. I think, you know, the coloration of this just works really well with the other bind things. The green one, of course, that means the green one's gonna work better with the green set that we have over here. And it does have like the same coloration, same kind of style. So that's really fun. We'll set this one over here. We'll keep that one over there. And we can take a closer look at the pencil cup. I mean, it's super tiny, but yeah, you get the idea. It's like a little open wooden trunk with some pencils, and they're colored pencils too. That's fun. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right, next we have the Otomo Volleyball Net. This has 10 mud, or needs 10 mud, 2 petrified wood, and 4 common club rush. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this one together. Thankfully, no storybook magic, and we're gonna, oh, that thing is big. I think I'm gonna actually put it like out here. Yeah, you know, let's make it look like we were playing volleyball with memories. If you're wondering what all these memories are doing here, we were doing some digging, and then I got rid of the holes, but I just didn't pick up the memories. I kept them there because they look cool. I'll probably keep them there for a little while. Now let's go take a look. All right, I'm assuming we can go under it. No, you cannot. So it is is like one big barrier, so that's something to keep in mind. I love that the trees have these like little leaves on them. Like it's not just barren. I mean, it's mostly barren, but there's some little leaves there. And the rope looks good. You know, it's a fun item. It is pretty large, and it's a shame you can't go under it, but yeah, it sits just a little bit too low for that. Spacing wise, let's see, 2 by... I want to say 14, 2 by 14. Okay, that's not too bad. At least being only 2 wide makes it a little flexible on placement. And I'm sure we can put things under it too. Let's double check that. We're going to just take my dump truck here. Oh no, you cannot put things under it. Okay, well that's going to be a little bit of a damper. Or maybe you just can't put chairs under it. Maybe I can put something else under it. Let's try like a bush or something. Can I get a bush under there? Oh, okay, yes. Okay, so you can put things under this. Just not certain things. Probably nothing that you can actually sit on or tables that actually have anything on them. But if you did want to create a little barrier here somehow, it looks like you will still be able to do that. Okay, that's a good redeeming quality there. All right, let's head on back over to our work site and we'll get to our next item. Now we have the Grecian workout bench. This one looks really funny to me. I think it's hilarious that it's like all made out of marble, including the weights, and I'm excited to see it. I'm guessing we'll be able to sit on it, but yeah, let's go ahead and throw this down. Another really good like Herculean type item that we're going to be able to have in Mythopia. Ooh, that looks, I love the marble look of that. Let's put that right here next to the little chair lift. Yeah, we'll just put it like right, and maybe the person on the chair is spotting us. Maybe that's what's happening. But I love the marble texture of that. That looks super fun. And oh, we can't sit on it. That's kind of surprising. I thought for sure we'd be able to sit on that. I guess as decor only. I thought it would maybe serve as a bench too. Either way, love the detail on it. Like, look at the weights. Look at all the markings there on the columns, on the bench, and on the weights. I think that looks really, really good. And we can make like a little gym for Hercules if we ever get him, which I'm sure we will get him eventually. You know, we just got Hades and we got Jafar in Eternity Isle. We're about to get Aladdin. So since we got Hades, I think we will get Hercules eventually. We usually get villains before heroes anyway. But yeah, this is super fun. Definitely an item we will probably see in Hercules' house. Like, if we do get Hercules, I guarantee you he's going to have one of these in his house. All right, so the corporate ceiling lamp would be next. This is from Monsters, Inc., but that is an indoor item because it goes on a ceiling. So we're going to move on to the Garden Temple. Now, this is another one of my favorite new items. This thing is so fun, and I'm not sure if it's like a bug or if it's not intended, but this one doesn't take storybook magic, even though it's an item you unlock from the lore pages, which is really strange. All the other items we unlock from the lore pages do require storybook magic. Like this one requires 500. This one requires 500. This one requires 500. And this one. So pretty much, I think most of the stuff I've seen us unlock from the lore book pages does take the storybook magic. I think I'm going to use these a lot in my Mulan district, so I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of them and we'll get them placed. But yeah, surprised it doesn't take storybook magic. Okay, so for this one, we're not going to place it on my... Oh, well, we could place it on path. Well, that's a good use right there. The fact that this can go on path is good to know. I did not think it was going to work on path, but it looks like it does. But we're going to move it off the path anyway. And the downside with this would be that, you know, it's coloration. Now, the color, if you look, it does change at the base. So if you put it in the bind, it's going to have this red at the base. If you put it in the Forgotten Lands, it's going to have purple. But I think an item like this would look better in the meadow or plaza or potentially forest where the grass is a little bit greener because then it matches the hill. But that aside, this is a really, really cool new item. I love the fact that you have this like little shrine system up on top of the hill here. I don't know if I would really call that a shrine, but yeah, it's super fun looking. I love Eastern architecture, so I'm really excited to see this. Whenever I'm done with my Christmas Valley, whenever I start to rebuild, I'm going to do a lot with the Eastern architecture because it's one of my favorite aesthetics in the game, but I'm really excited about this item. It's super fun. It would be cool if we can like go in there or something, but it's a little bit too small for that. It's a fun little hill. It's got a beautiful little building on top of it. And I also really like the little stone steps, even though they're kind of pointed outward. I do wish the stone steps were like a little bit flatter so it looked like it was steps, but for what it is, it's a fun little item. And the bright side, it does not cost any storybook magic to make. Not that I think you would need to make a bunch of these, but hey, it's a great little item, you know, to make 1 or 2 of. Next up, we have the green Mosaic Rug. So we're going to throw together one of these. This is the first one I've made, so I don't know quite how big it is. Kind of excited to see. All right, very nice. So very true to its name. It is a big Mosaic Rug. We're going to throw it, oh, it cannot go on where the chest is, it seems, but it can. So that chest can't go on top of things, I guess, like these little stones here. I'm going to put it over here. Oh, it does center pretty well with this fountain, though. That's pretty cool. So you can get a few of these and then put the fountains over them if you want to have like a little mosaic thing or scene. And I definitely think it could be fun to use a bunch of these. Like if you got, I don't know, maybe 20 of these and you just like placed them around a whole area, you can have like a whole mosaic area. I think that could be really fun, but this is a neat item for sure. We're going to set it, you know, I'm going to leave it right here in the middle. I like it. And getting a closer look at it here, yeah, it's got good light reflective properties. Look at that. This thing's shiny. I like it. Now for the Atrium Candles. And I don't know about you, but I'm really, really glad we got some new melted candles. We've had melted candles in the Scrooge shop for a long time, but it's just like the one variant. And I know my friend Sinora and some others use a lot of melted candles. Now you have another option. So these are going to run you pine cones and opal. I'm going to go ahead and make like 20 of them. We're just going to kind of scatter them around the area here. And we'll even drop one of the old candles to kind of compare them. Oh yeah, these already look a bit brighter. I'm just going to kind of scatter them about here. We'll just kind of drop them everywhere. Let's try not to set the books on fire. We'll rotate a few. Okay, there we go. I think that's good enough. Let's place one right here, and I'm going to grab one of the old melted candles, and I'm going to put it right next to it so we can have an idea of how they look comparatively. All right, and here's the old melted candles. You know what's funny about these? It looks like the same candles. These ones have just been burning longer. You know, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. It's like now we have a better version of the melted candles. I don't know why the whole thing's lighting up like that. That's weird. But these ones are pretty much all melted down at the base of their wicks here. And these ones look like they just got lit recently. There's a little bit of wax running down the side, but they're much taller. Both of them only take up 1 square, which is good. And brightness-wise, they put off about the same light, though the light in the smaller one does seem more focused to a confined space, whereas the light from these have slightly different elevations, so I think it gives a bit better lighting. Yeah, even that one way back here behind me, let me turn my camera up. This one way back here looks pretty good from here. Whereas if we had that one back there, all the lights kind of bleed together, but this one back here, you can see like 1, 2, 3 lights. So yeah, I definitely think these newer candles are going to be the better option, but that doesn't mean the older candles are going to be obsolete. I think the ideal thing to do is going to be use like a combination of the two. Either way, very fun for a new little light source. Love the candles. Now for our next 2 items, we have the bridge post lamp and the bind fountain. These two do go together quite well. They're both made to be bind items, but I do think you can use them in other places. But let's go ahead and make a couple of each, and we'll get them placed here in the bind. Okay, there we go. We got the lampposts and the fountains. Wally's trying to talk to me the whole time. Okay, wow, dude. Dang, that thing is really pumping. That is a nice fountain. Let's just throw it off over here to the side for now. Yeah, we'll set it like right here. Okay, so here's the lights. I'm gonna set one. I'm gonna set 2 right next to it. Let's just get 1 here and 1 here. See how they look together. Oh, that's not quite even. I'm gonna fix that. So, oh, you can interact with it. Oh, okay, you can turn it on and off. I like that. That's nice. So that's cool. This is actually a fountain that doesn't have to run 24/7, so you can actually just place it and leave it off. That was not expected. I'm assuming you can, oh, you can't turn these lights off. Or on, apparently. So maybe they just always stay on. Let's go to daytime and see what they do. Okay, so they're just going to be off during the day, and unfortunately, you can't activate them even if you wanted to. Now, the fountain you could do, you know, whatever you want to do with, but yeah, it looks like those lights you're going to have to be at sunset or nighttime for them to be active. So yeah, pretty cool. I really love this fountain. I was not expecting the interact option on it. I think that's really fun. Though I do think the bush clipping here on the side should be fixed. It looks kind of weird the way it's growing through the marble. I get the idea that they were going for here, having some plants in the fountain, but on this side, it does just look kind of bizarre with the way it's growing out. I mean, you could hide that side. You could put that side up against a wall or something. Maybe that's the best thing to do with it. Okay, either way, both very cool items. Let's go ahead and look at some more stuff. Now moving on to the last items we're going to be reviewing outdoors, we have this new set of fences, and these are really fun. We have the black rose stone fence, the mossy stone fence, the red rose fence, and the white rose fence. So we're just going to go ahead and make 1 of each. Well, it makes 3 when you craft them, so keep that in mind. So we'll just craft 1 of each, which will give us 3 of each, and then we can place them and get a feel for them. Now that we've done that, we should have 3 of each of these new fences. Let's go ahead and give them a try. Okay, we'll start with the black rose fence. I'm going to set it a little bit further away from our work site. We'll just kind of put them right here. Okay, well, they do actually go right up against each other, which is quite nice, but it does look a bit too uniform. How would it look if I turn one? Okay, that's better. Yeah, that feels a bit more natural. Maybe turn every other one so they don't look super repetitive, because if they all are facing the same direction, it just looks like the same wall over and over. But if you flip it, you get a little bit of a different vibe every other one. You can also mix together the different variants if you wanted to have a lot of fun with it. Let's go ahead and place some of the others. We got the red rose. I do like the way the black one looks. Let's put the red roses on the outsides here. Okay, very cool. We got the mossy variant, so you can have one without roses at all. And I have some memory orbs blocking the way, so we're going to put this one a little bit further over here. Now, the mossy one's definitely the least aesthetically pleasing, because it lacks the flowers, but I think it's also the only one that doesn't require flowers to make, so might be a little bit easier to craft. And the white rose one, this is the last one here. So we'll just throw these down next to each other. There we go. Yeah, I could definitely see these fences being super fun in a lot of different biomes. I don't think they're the best for the bind, but I definitely think they're going to work really well in the Forever After. And I think they would work really well in the Forest of Valor or the Glade of Trust, especially this mossy one for like the Glade of Trust. I feel like this would be a great fence to use out in the Glade. So yeah, these are very fun fences. I like that we have so much variety with them. Like you have the different pink roses, the white, the black, and the fact that they're interchangeable is really fun because you can have like a different row of each color and really spice it up if you wanted to, kind of like this. But yeah, fun new item. I definitely like the fences. All right, so there is one more item I need to craft, and I actually forgot to craft this while I was filming the video because it's under a different tab, but there is another new fence. So this, of course, is going to be the marble fence, and it's found in the fence and paving tab. Now, this is a really, really cool looking fence. I think it's going to be phenomenal in the Mythopia biome, but I do see it working in several other locations as well. Now, each time you craft one of these, you're going to get 3 copies. We're just going to go ahead and make like 15 of them. And now we're going to place those kind of around our little setting here and just take a closer look at them. Oh, this is really good. Okay, so this fence is not going to count towards your item limit, it appears, because this is one of the draggable fences. So if you weren't aware, which I'm sure most of you probably already know this, but there are 2 main types of fences in the game. There's the fences that you drop as if they were furniture pieces, and these do impact your item budget. And then there are the fences that you click and drag, and these do not impact your item budget. So I'm really glad to see we got at least one fence that is not going to impact the item budget. And man, this thing looks really good. I definitely think I'm going to be making a lot of this fence. I'm excited to play around with it a bit more in Mythopia, but I love the golden lining of this thing. I love the marble look. I love the line work on the top. I mean, this is a phenomenal fence. It's also quite easy to see through and it sits quite low, so I think it's going to play well with a wide variety of builds. But yeah, it's definitely a cool fence. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. I think this might be my second favorite fence, or maybe it is my favorite because it's not going to impact the item budget. But yeah, I really like the bookshelf fence. I mean, this one's phenomenal, but this one has an advantage since it's going to be a click and drag fence. And for our last outdoor item, we have the Brave Bear Tapestry. And I could be mistaken, but I think this is another item that we unlocked with the Lore Keeper. Or maybe it's not, but this one also does not cost Storybook Magic. So let's go ahead and make this, and then we're going to head inside. Once we get indoors, we're going to do the La Ratatouille Sign. We're going to do the Madrigal Family Door. We're going to do the Royal Candy Door. And we're going to do the Sea Palace Window. Oh, and of course, the 2 frames, because you could put your completed storybook sessions in here, the classroom blackboard, and the little corporate ceiling lamp. All right, so let's throw together the Brave Bear Tapestry. All right, we're gonna throw this down. We'll put it over here in the light. Okay, we'll just set it right here next to the workout bench. Yeah, I like the detail on it. Very fun, super cute. I haven't seen Brave, but I want to see it. I keep on having people tell me it's really good, so I gotta check it out at some point. But yeah, this is super cute. Oh my God, bro. That door is huge. Look at that thing. Wow, that's awesome. All right, let's grab the other one. This one will be the Royal Candy Door. Okay, that one's also very cool. And I guess for this one, I'll just throw down Flynn's door. Why not? You know, it's a new door. We'll check it out. Okay, and we also have, oh wow, the storybook frames are massive. So the chalkboard is also quite large. And we have the Ratatouille sign. Now this turned out to be a bit smaller than I was thinking it would be, but it is really cute. I think this, and I actually like that it's smaller. And then we have this new window as well. Let's throw down, I'm gonna put these at the front of the room. Oh, I only have one. I guess well, you know, I like that I can see the elevator through it. That's kind of cool. Now we have the corporate ceiling light. I think I'm gonna have to go to nighttime to make sure this light turns on, but yeah, corporate ceiling light, probably the least fun out of all these. And I'm gonna throw down some of the newer wallpaper too. I know it doesn't match the aesthetic, but we're just gonna throw it down so we can see it. Oh, and it looks like the light is on, but this light doesn't really cast anything, which is a little sad. Now, first thing we're gonna check out would be the Madrigal family door. Now, this thing is incredible, dude. The way it glows, the butterflies on the top and on the columns. This is a huge door. This thing looks phenomenal. And you can see the wallpaper through the top of the door, so you can make it blend with whatever wallpaper you use. As far as these craftables, you know, they're just like memory frames. They're pretty big woven frame on this. It almost has like a Brave type vibe. Same with this one, but it's like blue. But yeah, these are great. I'm going to put up a memory frame real quick. I'm really curious to know if they're the same size. I feel like they are. The memory frames might be a tiny bit smaller. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so these are actually a good bit bigger than the memory frame. So this is the size of the memory frame. This is the size of these new storybook frames. So that's pretty cool. And the fact that you can put any of the story pages you've unlocked in here is also really fun. So you just walk up, you interact with them, and you can put any of the stories you've unlocked in them. So I think that's really cool. I didn't expect them to be this big. Yeah, that's a welcome surprise. Could go really well in like an art gallery type scene or something. Here's the chalkboard. Not a whole lot to say about that. You can see the little like chalk box and an eraser there. That's pretty fun. The candy door, not too much to say about that. Love the golden trim around it. Love how it's lit up. I mean, it's a super fun looking door. I think in the right environment, it's going to be really, really nice to have. And the Ratatouille sign over here also, you know, while it is small, I do love the text on it. I love the extra detail on it. This thing is really fun for a tiny item. The one indoor item I don't really care for would be the corporate ceiling lamp. Then again, I'm not a big fan of like the corporate atmosphere. I do think that this light would have worked really well for last week's Dreamsnap challenge, the employee of the month. Having some of these very corporate lamps set up, I think, would have been a good call, but I did not have them at the point, so I didn't use them for that. Either way, out of all the indoor stuff, I think I would have to say this Madrigal family door is the best. Would you guys agree in chat? I think this is a really beautiful item. The amount of detail in this is just crazy to me. But yeah, that's the indoor stuff. Now, this stuff I'm showing you here, just keep in mind, this stuff is strictly indoors. Most of the stuff we crafted today, and pretty much 90% of the things I've highlighted today can be used indoors, including the bookshelf fence. Real quick before the end of the video, I am gonna go pick up a couple of the other fences. Since I know the bookshelf fence can fit in here, I'm wondering if the like mossy stone fence can actually go inside as well. Not that I would want to put too many of those inside, but I am genuinely curious now. So we're gonna go grab one of those before we wrap things up here. Let's go pick them up and see. Also, as we come back over here, man, look at these bubbles, dude. Even at night, they put off so much light. These things are so fun. I cannot wait to see what people do with these items in their valleys. We'll just grab like one of each so we can actually test it. Now, I don't think this net could go inside. This might be too big, but I'm not, you know, you guys can try it at home if you want to. I'm just gonna test the fence. And, you know, since we are out here, let's go ahead and grab this bookshelf fence. I do want to show you guys that inside. Let's find that autumnal fence. Yeah, as you can see, this can be placed indoors, and yeah, it's a good little item inside. Except for like the little leaf patches, it definitely looks like it belongs outdoors, but still, the fact you can place this inside is quite fun. Unfortunately, it looks like that's the only of the new fences that can go inside. Looks like the stone one we picked up cannot. All right, and there you have it, you guys. That is everything that you can craft from this new collection in the expansion. Now, I say everything, but there might be an item or two that I haven't unlocked, maybe because I still need to progress through the story. There's still a lot of the story that I'm working on. I've been working more on like grinding these new materials and unlocking my biomes. I'm taking my sweet time with the story, but I will be working through the story on stream. But at least I progressed far enough to where I could start showcasing some of these fun items. And like we mentioned earlier, we did the same thing with Eternal Eternity Isle, and it was a lot of fun to build all of these new items and to see them for the first time with you guys. So I wanted to do the same thing this cycle, and maybe we'll be doing the same exact thing next year. If you have a favorite item from this collection, be sure to let me know what it is. My favorite by far would have to be the bubbles. They have really good utility for marking your storage crates and also just for decor. I mean, having like floating items hanging around in your builds in your valley is just really neat and really interesting. But I would love to hear what you guys have as your favorites. I do really like the Storybook fences as well. I think those are really fun. And I love the little Scarecrow. I will say a lot of these items are a bit niche, and I do wish there were more craftables. One thing the expansion's really missing in my eyes would be new flower beds. Seeing some really exciting, beautiful new flowers, I thought for sure we would get some fun new flower beds, maybe a book flower bed of some kind, but we did not get that. However, we did get some absolutely amazing new landscaping decor, a lot more than we got with Eternity Isle. So if you're feeling a bit underwhelmed with the craftables, I would encourage you to go check out the landscaping tab and look at a lot of the things under the tree section. And just to go over there for a second myself, I mean, you have all of these different fir trees, you have a ton of different bushes, you have a ton of different vine trees. The fairy tale tree, I believe, is unlocked via the lore keeper. And you have some really neat stuff like this windmill and this fairy tale tree. I mean, and these giant mushrooms. Like, there's so many cool things in here that you don't even have to gather resources to have fun with. These are all ready to go, just hanging out in here, and you can use as many as you would like, so long as your item budget allows it. So yeah, if you feel like the craftables are a bit limited, just explore the landscaping menu, as there are many other fun items to check out. And I do think we'll probably see some more fun items to craft and to collect in the second part of this update. I did also just notice something with these candles. We cannot walk through them, you guys. So when I was talking about them being an alternative for the melted candles, you can walk directly over the melted candles we get from Scrooge, but these new craftable candles, they are a barrier. So keep that in mind. I just noticed that. So maybe before you go replace all of your melted candles with these new taller ones, just be sure you use them in spaces that you can easily navigate through. And with that, I think we are officially done. I know I've said that a couple of times, but yeah, let me know in the comments which of these items you enjoy the most. What are you excited about using them? And what kind of builds are you going to use them in? If you found today's video helpful, informative, or simply entertaining, please do me a very big favor and press that like button. Also consider subscribing for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. As always, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the Storybook Vale expansion.